Welcome to Gazelles Softball on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. This broadcast is made possible by the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, Linda's Angel Crossing, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Vichet, Elwood Dental, Floortech Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Anytime Fitness, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Triple Time Rudy's, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, H&H Roofing, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Wall of Fame, and Raven Books. Now, for the Anytime Fitness pregame show with the voice of Yankton Athletics, Zach Spear.
Play ball!
Hello and welcome to Mitchell, South Dakota as we await the game between the Yankton Gazelles and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders here on Yankton streaming on YouTube, presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. As right now on the field, it is the JV game with Rapid City Stevens currently leading 10-4 over the Gazelles. And again, a little bit behind here. His first pitch was originally slated for 6:30 here on the field. Right now, 6:55 just going live. And not confident that our first pitch is going to be within 20 to 30 minutes. Now, I was told that the JV game has a 90-minute rule. We'll see if they call it here after this 4th inning of action or not. That will give us a better idea of when varsity's first pitch is going to be. Again, it's 10-4 with the Raiders currently leading the Yankton Gazelles on the field. Coming up, though, in varsity action, Rapid City Stevens enters this game with a 6-0 record. Haven't gotten a lot of games in, but they have yet to lose here on the season. And for the Gazelles, 5-8, coming off of back-to-back wins against Class A teams in Sioux Falls Christian and the Vermilion Tanagers, which another team we cover at our station. So always fun when Yankton gets to play Vermilion. For the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, they're 1-0 against teams that are 500 or better, 5-0 against teams that are under 500. And for the Yankton Gazelles, 0-7 against teams that are 500 or better, and 5-1 against teams below 500. And offensively for the Raiders, they put up 14 runs per game, and they're only giving up 3.5 runs per game. Quite the run differential. It's actually the highest in all of AA. Their average game is a victory of 10.5 runs favoring them. And then for the Gazelles coming into this one, they put up 8.6 runs per game, and they are allowing 9.6 runs per game. Again, Yankton's had a really pretty tough schedule taking on some of the top teams in AA. A lot of those Sioux Falls area teams like Brandon Valley, Sioux Falls, Washington, and the one remaining on the schedule that they're certainly keeping a close eye on is going to be the Harrisburg game, another very tough opponent. But the numbers certainly are looking good for Rapid City Stevens as they put up a lot of runs and they don't give up many. And for the Gazelles, they're going to have their hands full, but certainly would love to see them string together some wins here as they're going to have a game here tonight and then 2 games tomorrow as well. Appreciate you tuning in here on Yankton streaming on YouTube. I'm Zach Spear, and it's always great to have Gazelles softball. Whether we're going to be an hour later or not, sometimes we're 30 minutes early, other times we're an hour late. Just good to be here as softball action coming up on the way. I did get a chance to talk with both head coaches ahead of the matchup for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. It's Jeremy Kohlhoff and, as always, head coach Jill Muth for the Gazelles. We'll step aside for a moment. When we return, we'll continue on with our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. Let's make healthy happen, and that interview with Raiders head coach Jeremy Kohlhoff.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton, located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
On our Coaches Conversations, now talking with head coach of the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, it's Jeremy Kolhoff. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Great.
How are you doing today?
Oh, doing great. And like we were just talking about, hopefully weather is going to cooperate this weekend here for us. And into softball season, could you tell me about the year you've had so far?
Yeah, so it's been kind of interesting a little bit with the weather. We kind of, the last few years, we kind of always have an idea of the weather being a factor of some sort, either through games or practices, moving indoor, practicing outside, making adjustments, on the daily, depending on what it looks like. So that's kind of been the kids themselves. We were at a point there where we were practicing so much that they needed some games, and they were itching to get some games in. So, and I know it's tough for the athletes to you get a little cabin fever when you get to be inside quite a bit. But they've been pretty resilient with things and flexible with moving from different locations as far as indoors, outdoors, working with the wind, working without. It seems like they've been working more through that type of stuff than actual really perfect weather. But that's kind of a testament to them as far as being patient and flexible and just working through some of that adversity as far as weather and whatnot.
And so resilience sounds like a strength of the team. Could you tell me what else it is that your team does well?
Got a really good group of kids from top to bottom all the way through. The biggest thing is that they really feed off each other, and they really build each other up throughout the team, all the way up from the from the freshmen to the seniors. And I think that is the I don't want to say it's the single biggest thing, but it is one of the key contributors to having a successful team where and that helps them, and that leads to practices where working through different stations and different things within the practice, asking questions with one another. All in all, they hit the ball well. Defense is really solid, and we've got the two seniors that kind of keep things light and kind of giving a little bit of feedback on what to expect and things like that. So they're really a good group of kids, and I'm thrilled to be in a situation where they can just thrive on each other.
And now coming up, you'll take on the Yankton Gazelles in Mitchell, a neutral location. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, so this is actually going into this is going to be our sixth game. We've had our 5 games, and I know some of the East River teams, they're 12, 13, 14 games in, and then we've got 13 games over the next about 3 weeks, about 20 days. So just getting out and playing some games, they're excited. I'm excited. It really feels like I know the season started, but it really feels like these next 3 weeks are going to be, kind of like in the thick of it as far as getting after it. 2 tomorrow and 2 the next day, and that's kind of set up for the next 3 weeks with a Sturgis game in there next week during the week. So we're looking forward to it. That's kind of just been the big thing is getting out there to play. It's always kind of been just 1 or 2 every weekend type of thing. So, I think we've got the pitching staff to do that. The hitters, as far as offensively, top to bottom, they can hang with anybody in the state right now, and I'm excited for them to go out there and put it on display and show everybody what they can do.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. We should be in for a great game.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Again, that was head coach Jeremy Kohlhoff of the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Coming up, our chat with head coach Jill Muth of the Gazelles just moments away on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part. Earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Back on our coaches' conversations, Jill Muth of the Yankton Gazelles. Coach, your team coming off a win over the Vermilion Tanagers. Let's talk about that one.
You bet. We got a win, 12-6, and I thought that was maybe one of the best games Reese has pitched all year. No walks, and defensively we were pretty good. Maybe only 2 or 3 errors, and so I thought on that side of the ball we did a nice job. The first time through the lineup, I thought their pitcher did a nice job of kind of keeping us off balance a little bit. And then I thought the second and third time through the lineup, our kids adjusted a little bit and did a nice job of getting some hard hit balls and scoring some runs.
And a lot of big performances on the field. As you mentioned, Gary pitching a full 7 innings, no walks. Jocelyn Burns perfect at the plate. Who are some of the players you thought really drove the team to a win, and what was it that they did so well?
Yeah, I think you mentioned the first one, the first two really, Reese. It's in softball, it's a game of pitching. If you have a pitcher that can keep you in the game, then you give yourself a chance. And Reese is not a kid that's going to go out and strike out 12 batters necessarily, so she's one that has to play to contact, and keeping people off the base by walk is important, and she did that. And for the most part, defensively, we were good, but at the plate, like you said, Jocelyn Burns was 3 for 3. I think Brooklyn King had 2 hits. I think Isabel Sheldon had 2 hits. September had a big hit for us. Ava Gerard had a couple hits. So, yeah, we had 4 girls, I think, that had multiple hits in that game. So that was good to see that coming from multiple spots in the lineup.
And now you take on the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. What are your thoughts on this one, and how do you bring the momentum from that last win?
Yeah, traditionally Rapid City Stevens is a good team. They're well coached, and so that's going to be a tough game for us. But, we got to continue the things that are going to work for us. Reese has got to keep from giving free passes and keep people off the base as much as she can. Defensively, we got to help her out and play clean defense. And then offensively, hope to continue, like you said, that momentum of having 4 or 5 girls having a good day at the plate and seeing if we can go get a win.
And now you've got a few games in just 2 days' time. Can you tell me the difference on how you as a coach think about these situations compared to the players?
Yeah, you're just trying to minimize the number of pitches that Reese throws. 3 games in a quick, less than 24 hours is a lot to ask. And, from the plate, just trying to find ways to get girls that are hot at bats and, trying to find our best defense out there as well at the same time. So a lot of moving pieces in there.
I assume the players they love having just games though, right?
I'm sure they love to just play, right? More fun.
And should we expect to see more of players who maybe haven't had a whole lot of playing time with this string of games?
I think maybe in one of the games on Saturday, we'll mix up a little bit, kind of like we did against Sioux Falls Christian, but those are also games we want to go win too. So, that's going to be our first focus, is getting wins and then see how it goes from there.
Well, thanks for the time, as always, now for a few days full of softball.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting, and hopefully the weather will be decent for us.
Again, that was head coach Jill Muth of the Yankton Gazelles on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, we open the weekend with Gazelles softball right here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Group's, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
And back to continue on with the Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show as we get closer and closer to our first pitch here at 7:13. Probably looking close to 7:20 for our first pitch here between the Gazelles and the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. For Yankton in the last game, taking on Vermilion in a victory, 12-6. Your final stats in that one, Callie Koletsky at the plate, 1 for 4 with a double as well as a walk. Ava Gerard went 2 for 3 with 2 singles, 2 RBIs and a walk. Jocelyn Burns was perfect, going 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Brooklyn King, another 2-hit day, 2 for 4 with 2 singles, 4 RBIs, which led her team. September Rao went 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Madison Musfeld 0 for 4. Isabel Sheldon went 2 for 3 with a single, double, and a walk. Reese Gary went 1 for 3 at the plate with a single. Jordan Cooter was 0 for 1. Olivia Puck was 0 for 3. And Brenna Elwood was 0 for 1. Reese Gary pitched the entire game, going the full 7 innings, giving up 7 hits with 6 runs scored, only one of which was an earned run. 3 strikeouts and no walks. A very good game. She was our interviewed player after the game last time around. Yankton as a team went 12 for 33 at the plate, hitting 8 RBIs, 3 walks at the plate they drew, 8 strikeouts, putting up 12 runs and only giving up 6 in the field. In the field, they had 6 errors as well, so they looked to clean it up a little bit here. But, you know, it felt like it was, again, one inning where they had those errors, and outside of that, played a fairly clean game, but you'd like to see that number get under that 5 mark. As here on the field, I don't think they're going to have starting lineups or a national anthem, so we will get to our starting lineups here. Brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling anytime, any day. We open with the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, coached by Jeremy Kohlhoff and holding a 6-0 record. Leading things off and in the circle pitching, number 3, it's Macy Muth. Batting on deck, the second baseman, number 15, Nora Tiedemann. The third hitter in the Raiders lineup, the third baseman, number 30, Kara Cox. And the cleanup hitter for Rapid City Stevens, the shortstop, number 31, Audrina Kohlhoff. The left fielder batting fifth, number 7, is Bristol Mayer. At first base, number 17, Josie Thompson. The designated player for the Raiders, hitting seventh, number 35, Izzy Phelps. Behind home plate catching, number 21, is Allison Larson-Dyke. And to round off the batting lineup for the Raiders, the center fielder, number 12, it's Kara Collins. Also playing the field will be the right fielder and flex player, number 4, Eiley Curtis. The Raiders' reserves are Malia Moeller, Kendall Mayer, Lily Larson, McKenna James, Taylor Kokesh, and Olivia Phelps. Now the starting lineups for your Yankton Gazelles. Leading things off in center field, it's number 3, Callie Koletsky. On deck, the right fielder, number 8, Ava Gerard. Batting third for Yankton, the shortstop, number 2, Jocelyn Burns. And back in the lineup, but as a designated player, hitting cleanup, number 23, it's Kyra Churchma. Batting fifth for Yankton, and left field, number 22, it's Eliza Gurney. Behind home plate catching, a new one behind home plate here this season for Yankton, number 10, Isabel Sheldon. At second base, batting seventh, the number 6, Brooklyn King. Pitching again here for the Gazelles and hitting eighth, number 29, is Reese Gary. And to round off the batting lineup here for the Yankton Gazelles, at third base, it's number 1, Madison Musfelt. Also playing third and the flex player for Yankton is number 9, Olivia Puck. The reserves for Yankton are Jordan Cooter, Brooke Devine, September Rao, Keely Mosier, Brenna Elwood, Emma Sloan, and Isabel Gurney. The Gazelles are 5-8 on the season and coached by Jill Muth. Now, unfortunately, Jill Muth not with the team here tonight, so Amanda Blaha will be filling in as head coach for tonight, with Coach Cooley helping out as the Gazelles here will be the home team against the Raiders on the scoreboard, that is. So they will take to the field first. Raiders at the plate first. We'll step aside here for the final time of our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. When we return, we should be awfully close to game time, and leading things off when we return will be the pitcher Macy Muth for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. On deck, Nora Tiedemann, Kara Cox in the hole, and the cleanup hitter, Adrina Kohlhoff. It's all coming up on Yankton Streaming on YouTube.
Whoa. I knew I should have had those brakes checked at Graham Tire. It's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day, and there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand-patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Raven Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Raven Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Raven Books, where every book finds a home.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
And back as we close out of our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. We already had our starting lineups brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion, as the Gazelles in the field first, wearing their black jersey and pants trimmed out in red and white. And for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders in their all-blue jersey and pants trimmed out in white. At 7:23, we are at about our first pitch here. And the throw down to second, signaling the start of our game. For Yankton, it'll be Reese Gary in the circle with Isabel Sheldon behind home plate for the first time at the varsity level here this season. Raiders at the plate leading things off will be Macy Muth with Nora Tiedemann on deck and Kara Cox in the hole. So Macy Muth, the first hitter in our game, getting a start here at 7:23, 53 minutes later than expected time, but appreciate you tuning in here on Yankton streaming on YouTube as Muth sits on the first pitch, and that is called for strike one, and our game officially underway here in the top of the first inning. Gary winds up for the 0-1 pitch, and it's sent inside, ball one. Yankton's last game was against Vermilion. That was earlier this week. Rapid City Stevens taking on Mitchell earlier today, so they were just on the field not so long ago as a line drive sent out into right field as the Raiders open with a single from Macy Muth and have an early base runner in this one. Macy Muth on first, Nora Tiedemann at the plate now, and Kara Cox on deck. The Raiders, a team that certainly can put the ball in play here and hit well. Takeoff for second. Sheldon throws it down, and she will reach safely. Pitch was called for strike one. And Muth now in scoring position here for Stevens. Tiedemann faces the 0-1. Takes a swing, misses on the off-speed 0-2. Yankton with a two-game win streak going on right now, looking to end Rapid City Stevens' six-game winning streak. They're 6 games in, 6 wins. And now an 0-2 here as it's sent in high. 1 ball, 2 strikes here, and no outs. Yankton looking for that first one here in the field. One and two. Your count, and Gary doesn't miss by much there, but it evens up the count at 2-2. A throw down to second now. Sheldon is going to throw her out. Isabel Sheldon gets the throw down, and Yankton gets its first out as we watch the replay here, brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. Second-generation, family-owned, and supporting the local community, including Yankton Athletics, since 1981. How's that for her first time here at the varsity level catching? Comes out with a throwdown in the first inning, the first out. A hard-hit grounder over to shortstop. Burns fields it cleanly. Musfeldt pulled her foot at first and nearly got her foot back in time, but it will be called safe for Tiedemann at first. So that will count as an error against Yankton. And right now, feeling good about getting that out at second from Sheldon. Kara Cox now at the plate. A liner hit, and it gets out beyond the stretch glove of Burns, and another base hit here for the Raiders. Tiedemann advances to second. Kara Cox now on first with a single, and Audrina Kohlhoff, the cleanup hitter for the Raiders, at the plate. Kohlhoff, the daughter of head coach Jeremy Kohlhoff. An opportunity to put her team up early in this one. And right away, back up the middle to Gary. It bounces off her leg, and that certainly got a good piece of Gary, who was stunned a little bit at first, and who can blame her, as now a timeout on the field. Coach Cooley and the rest of her infield making sure she's okay, as she is thankfully walking around. Again, that one could not have felt good, but Gary seems to be doing all right. Looks like she shook her head yes to Coach. We will step aside for just a moment, and when we return, hopefully nothing but good news about Reese Gary.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
And back on the field, good news is Reese Gary's all right. And Audrina Kohlhoff will be credited with a single, a line drive off the leg of Gary again. That one got a good piece of her, but she walked it off like it was nothing. Bristol Mayer now at the plate as base is totally loaded with just one out she faces. Sits on a called strike one, but again, Gary with just the toughness in the circle. Threw one warm-up pitch, told her coach she was good to go, and she's going to remain in there. 0-1 your count here. And Mayer on the off speed, can't make connection. 0-2 the count here. The left fielder Bristol Mayer at the plate for Rapid City Stevens, working against Reese Gary. In the infield, it's going to get sent home, and it's fouled off towards the first base side. And count will stay the same, advantage Gary. So Mayer having to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Josie Thompson awaits on deck. Izzy Phelps in the hole. Raiders an opportunity to get the first run scored of the game. Gary another 0-2. That one high. Oftentimes on an 0-2, you'll see a pitcher send it just a little bit outside. See if you can get that batter to swing, and if not, one ball's not going to kill the count. 1-2 now it makes it. And a grounder over to second, scooped up, and the tag. They'll get the runner heading to second. Run will come across and score. 2 outs, a 1-3 situation. So Nora Tiedemann is going to come across and score. Kara Cox advances to third. Audrina Kohlhoff is tagged at second. Well, now they're going to there's discussion on the field here. We will await to see. And Bristol Mayer is going to reach on a fielder's choice. As of right now, Kohlhoff is standing on second yet, as Josie Thompson awaits her first at bat of the game. And they're going to say safe. So it will be just 1 out, and bases remain loaded. So Kohlhoff on second. I must have missed. They must have dropped the ball. And I'm being told the ball was not in the glove that tagged the runner. So it'll just be a run scored and no outs. At the plate here, Josie Thompson works with 1 out, and bases remain loaded. Thompson at the plate, Izzy Phelps on deck. And unfortunately for Yankton, a missed opportunity there. Would love to have 2 outs here. Instead, Raiders look to add on and capitalize off of that one. The next pitch low in the dirt, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, in and out here for Josie Thompson. And now, 3-1 the count. Nowhere to put the batter. You've got to force her to hit it into the playing field. And it's fouled off. Gary is worked back into a full count here, and a big payoff pitch coming up. The 3-2 pitch here. Reese Gary against Josie Thompson. It's sent in and a swing. It's over to shortstop. They'll get the runner at third. One will score. And now 2 outs, 2-0. Raiders lead. Kara Cox will come across and score. Audrina Kohlhoff will be out this time at third. And over to second is Bristol Mayer with Josie Thompson reaching off a fielder's choice. Even though that counts against their batting average, they're going to get an RBI for it. And helping the team up 2-0. Izzy Phelps now at the plate here. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. She faces 1-0 the count, that one outside. And if the Gazelles can get out of this inning with just a 2-0 deficit, gotta be not too upset as that one launched into deep center field over Koletsky's head. The Raiders are going to score one, and they're going for another one. And she'll now hold up at third. And I think that's probably the right call. Would have been thrown out at home. Either way, an RBI double for Izzy Phelps, the designated player of the Raiders. Mayer comes across for home. Josie Thompson on third. Phelps now standing on second. It's a 3-0 lead for the Raiders off of base hit number 4 for Rapid City Stevens. Allison Larson-Dyke now steps up to the plate here. Runners on second and third and a couple of outs. The pitch sent high and away. And a timeout called here by the catcher for the Raiders. On deck awaits Kara Collins, and then in the hole is the top of the lineup in Macy Muth. The 1-0, it's lofted high up into the air, out to right field it goes, and looks like the sun affected it. It'll drop, and it's going to score a couple for the Raiders as she's headed for third, and a 2 RBI triple as that throw is up. And a quick 5-0 lead for Rapid City Stevens. So a double and a triple back-to-back here in the bottom half of the lineup for the Raiders. They're up 5-0. And it looked like Ava Gerard had it tracked down, but the sun just got in her eyes. And it ended up dropping just in the right spot as Kara Collins now will bat. 2 outs and a runner on third she's got. As Yankton's bats will have some work to do in the bottom half of the inning. 0-1 the count here. Collins will foul that one off, now faces an 0-2 count. Gazelles in the field. And right now, as kind of expected or as promised, Rapid City Stevens just hits the ball very well. And a swing and a miss. Reese Gary will close out the inning with a strikeout as Collins goes down swinging. But not before 5 runs off of 5 hits are scored here for the Raiders. 1 error in the field for Yankton and 1 left on base. That wraps up the top half of the first inning. Yankton with some work to do at the plate as they'll work against Macy Muth in the circle here for the Raiders. It's all coming up when we return. Callie Koletsky at the plate.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian district of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
And back to the field, bottom of the first inning. We open with Callie Koletsky at the plate for Yankton. And right now, the Gazelles with a 5-0 deficit on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. Callie Koletsky to lead things off with Ava Gerard on deck and Jocelyn Burns in the hole. They've got some work to do here as they trail 5-0. But a team that when the bats get hot, they continue hitting, and we'll see if they can open up hitting well. Macy Muth in the circle here for the Raiders. As that one comes in for strike one. Koletsky's led off every game so far for the Gazelles this season. And that one inside, 1-1. And Koletsky has been one of the most fun players to watch in the field, center field. She covers so much ground, and a couple of diving efforts made this season. If she gets on base, you got to watch out for her taking second, as she has just got some wheels. She will sit on a called strike two now, 1-2. Count favoring the pitcher, Macy Muth. One ball, two strikes here, no outs and no runners. As that one lofted up by Koletsky, fouled out of play. Was ahead of that one, felt like an off-speed pitch from the hands of Muth. But Koletsky protects and gets to see another one. Another 1-2 pitch comes in, and it's called for strike three. And Koletsky will go down watching it, and Muth picks up her first strikeout in the game. Ava Gerard now at the plate, faces one out, no runners on. Ava Gerard at the plate with Burns on deck. The two combined for 5 base hits in their last game against Vermilion. Looking to continue that here tonight and into tomorrow as the Gazelles playing here tonight against Rapid City Stevens, and then tomorrow we'll play both Spearfish and Sturgis Brown. We'll have all the coverage right here on Yankton Streaming on YouTube. 1-0 the count here for Gerard, and got a piece of that one, fouls it off, 1-1. One's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Muth sends it in, and it's high. Yankton looking for their first base runner here. And the 2-1. Make it 3-1. A hitter's count here for Ava Gerard. 3 balls, 1 strike. It's either good or you're taking first. And that one, a good pitch and a better hit as it's sent into deep right center. One hops the fence. Ava Gerard at second will remain with a standing double, and Yankton gets a base runner. So the Gazelles with 1 on second here for Jocelyn Burns now at the plate. Again, she was 3 for 3 in her last game, all of which were singles. And just overall a great day at the plate for Burns, who's nearing 500 batting on the season. 1 out and a runner on second. Kyra Churchma on deck, who's back for the first time in a few games. That one low, and Gerard's going to take third with ease. And it's good to see Kyra Churchma back, as We saw her one time bat in the left-handed hitter's box, was beamed on about that right-handed wrist. Missed the next couple of games, but now back. And, of course, Yankton happy to have her as the cleanup hitter and the leading RBI hitter of the team. 1-0, make it 1-1. A lot of times we will see Burns sit on the first strike, and clearly it has worked for her this season. Muth winds up, sends it in, and Burns a hard hit shot over to third. They try to get the runner at home. She's safe. Gerard's going to score for Yankton. It's 5-1, and on first is Jocelyn Burns. Gerard brings it around and scores. Burns reaches off a fielder's choice, and now Kyra Churchma to the plate. And for Yankton, just feels good to at least get a run here in the first inning after giving up 5. Ava Gerard and Burns have done their part. Now Churchma at the plate, sends it right back and through to left field it goes. 2 runners for Yankton. So for Yankton, what we've seen a lot this season is struggling to hit the first time through the lineup right now through 4 hitters, 2 base hits, 1 reaching off a fielder's choice, and just 1 strikeout as Eliza Gurney now at the plate. A left-handed hitter here for the Gazelles. Has runners on first and second, just 1 out. An opportunity for Yankton to get some more back here. Isabel Sheldon awaits on deck as that one is in for a called strike 1. Oh, 1 for Gurney. She was last year's hitting leader. And fouls that one off. It's 0-2. So Muth the advantage in the circle here against Eliza Gurney. 0-2 the count with just 1 out. Stevens would love to get a strikeout here. It's sent in, and that one into right field. It's dropping. Yankton another base hit, and headed for home is Jocelyn Burns. There won't be a tag in time. Another run comes across for the Gazelles, an RBI single for Eliza Gurney. A good fight at the plate with an 0-2 count to send it into the field, and it drops. And honestly, there was no really tag attempt at home. That one could have been a close play. Burns will score, though. Churchma up to second. Eliza Gurney now on first. So Yankton 2 runs off of 3 base hits so far as a timeout on the field as catcher Allison Larson-Dyke will go and talk with her pitcher. And then just a quick chat here maybe to help calm her down. Just say, no, we still got a 3-run lead. It's all looking all right. As Isabel Sheldon now, she's got 2 runners on and just 1 out she faces. Brooklyn King on deck. First pitch she sees low and inside, 1-0. Sheldon, a sophomore for the Gazelles, batting .200 on the season. And now a strike fired, no swing from Sheldon. It does feel like, though, Isabel has kind of these last couple of games at the plate really taken some good strides. And we'll see what she's got here, batting 6th in the lineup for Yankton. And takes a good cut, misses that one, 1-2, it makes a count. And now taking off for third and reaching is Kyra Churchma. Don't see that too often. After the pitch was all said and done, Churchma takes off for third, reaches safely, and now a 1-3 situation with a 1-2 count. Base hit for sure scores Churchma here for Sheldon. Gurney remains on first, the 1-2 count with 1 out, and Sheldon ropes that one hard and fouls it off out of play. And that has kind of been the story of Sheldon's season so far. When she makes contact, she hits the ball hard. And unfortunately for her, a lot of it has been fouled off. But she certainly has some power in her swing. 1-2 again, and this time a dribbler over to first as they're going to tag her on her way to first. And now a throw to first, as they'll say out. They said they missed the tag initially. And kind of crazy. So Sheldon, we thought was tagged out at first. It's just like we saw in the top half of the inning where a runner's tagged but might not have been tagged. So we're just going to wait. I'm not making my official call on this yet. For sure, I know Kyra Church was on third and Eliza Gurney on second. We'll see about Sheldon on first, as they're going to say safe. She reached on an error. So it'll be one out here. Bases loaded. Yankton a great opportunity with Brooklyn King at the plate. And King has been as hot as any hitter for Yankton within the last few games. And Coach Kohlhoff wants an explanation here from the umpire. And we'll see. Umpire's shaking his head no, so I'm going to guess call's not changing here. And Yankton, who trails 3 now, has all 3 runs on base with just 1 out. And a couple of hits, they could be right back tied up with these Raiders. And a lengthy discussion as now the umpire is going to talk things over. It's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll step aside for a moment and make sure we've got everything figured out by the time we return.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
And back to the field after a lengthy discussion. She's going to be considered safe at first. It will count as an error, though, against the Raiders. Their first of the game, 1 on each side, is King. Hard shot through the middle into center field. It's going to score a couple for the Gazelles. A 2 RBI single. Brooklyn King comes through yet again for Yankton. It's 4-5. Brooklyn King has been so good at the plate in these last few games. She is just automatic. Kyra Churchman, Gurney both scoring. Sheldon around to third. And King with the single. She'll reach second, though, off of the throw home. So now it'll be Reese Gary batting for Yankton, and she's got runners on second and third. Yankton's got a realistic opportunity here to tie and take the lead against a very good Raiders team, and they're 6-0 this season. If Yankton can come out with a win here tonight, that is going to boost their seed points immensely, as right now they're kind of hovering between that 11 to 13 spot. If you can inch closer to maybe even that 8 spot hosting a Sodak 16 game, of course, getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but either way, a great start at the plates here for Yankton. Another timeout on the field here as head coach Jeremy Kohlhoff in the circle talking with his infield. Reese Gary will just have to await the first pitch she sees, and Macy Muth will continue in the circle. She's thrown strikes. It's just that Yankton has hit the ball well. Hard to, pull a pitcher in that situation. So Reese Gary, her first plate appearance. On deck is Madison Musfelt. 1 run to tie it up, 2 to take the lead. A perfect answer in the bottom of the inning when Rapid City Stevens put up a quick 5. First pitch comes in high, ball 1. "1-0 your count. Muth back to work in the circle. Sends it in. It misses low. Ball 2. Now there is first base to send the runner, and with a 2 and 3 runners on second and third, it's not the end of the world to have another runner on to force a force out at all 4. But of course, then you've got bases loaded and more opportunities to score. Gary sits on a called strike 1, now faces a 2-1 count. Reese in her last game went 1 for 3 with a single. She also pitched all 7 innings. Has pitched 1 to start here in this one. 2-1 the count with an out. Runners on second and third. Gary, a swing and a miss, makes it 2-2. Yankton an opportunity to get it back to their top of the lineup here in the first inning, but one of either Gary or Musfelt is going to need to reach first. Macy Muth and Reese Gary, a pitcher's duel here early on. The 2-2, and she'll get her swinging. A strikeout for Macy Muth. So Muth will take the first 2 outs herself. And now Madison Musfelt will step up for the first time. On deck is the top of Yankton's lineup in Callie Koletsky. And her first pitch, she swings at it, fouls it straight back, 0-1. Oh, 1 count here as the Raiders trying to hang on to their 1-run lead right now. 9 runs scored here in our first inning of action already. We'll see if that slows down at all tonight as Musfelt fouls off another one, 0-2, advantage Muth. And again, the Gazelles without head coach Jill Muth here tonight, and would be really great to try and pull out a win for her. As not sure if she'll be here tomorrow or not. Either way, Coach Blaha taking care of business at third right now. And Musfelt takes the 0-2, and Muth will get another strikeout, and the Raiders remain on top after 1, but we've got a good one after just 1 inning. It is 5-4, Raiders currently in the lead. 4 runs for Yankton off of 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. When we return, it's the second inning of action. Macy Muth to lead things off yet again for the Raiders when we come back.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single $1 chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
After 1 inning of action, it's been an exciting one. It's 5-4 already after 1 full inning of action. A 1-run lead favoring Rapid City Stevens as Macy Muth for the second time will lead things off here for her Raiders. She's 1 for 1 off of a single, was thrown out on her, or tagged out actually. That was the throwdown from Sheldon down to second. We had the replay of that here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. as well from a former catcher. Got to highlight when the catcher makes a good play like that. 0-1 the count here. Muth, a hard hit grounder, backhand, picked up by Burns. What a play! Jocelyn Burns, a highlight reel play, as we'll take the replay of that one as well. Muth will ground out here, a 6-3 put away. And just what a solid player the Gazelles have in Jocelyn Burns, whether in the field or at the plate. So Nora Tiedemann now at the plate. She reached on an error. That was the one where Musfeldt kind of had to jump and lift her foot off of first base. Tiedemann a fresh count, technically 0 for 1 in the game. First pitch is high, 1-0. The 1-0, make it 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes here. Reese Gary in the circle with 1 strikeout, no walks. But 5 runs for the Raiders here. And that's, you just got to kind of tip your cap when they put up 5 runs off of 5 hits in a single inning. Next one is sent in for a strike, 2-1 now the count, 1 out, no runners on. Nora Tiedemann at the plate with Kara Cox on deck. It's the 2-3 hitters in the lineup for the Raiders. And now a 3-1 count. In my opinion, the best count you can have as a hitter, 3-1. And a walk here, the first of the game for Reese Gary, as Tiedemann, a base runner for the Raiders. Kara Cox will now bat with Audrina Kohlhoff on deck. The two went 2 for 2 the last time around, both with a single. Tiedemann has reached for the second time here today. 1 out and a foul ball. And Reese Gary in her last game pitching 7 innings, no walks. Was against the Vermilion Tanagers, and a big win for Yankton. Felt like one of the more complete games as that one hit hard and deep into left field over Gurney's head. It reaches the fence. Raiders are looking for a score here, and the throw will be sent home, but not in time. Kara Cox an RBI double, and the Raiders lift that lead back up to 2 runs. These Raiders can hit the ball. So Kara Cox now staying on second. She is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. It brings up Audrina Kohlhoff as now Coach Cooley out to the circle for the Gazelles. Another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. The Gazelles in the field have 1 out and a runner on second with the cleanup hitter at the plate. And Audrina Kohlhoff on deck will be Bristol Mayer, as Coach Kohlhoff also going to take advantage of the timeout and talk with his team and his batters and his runner. Huddle will be broken by the Gazelles, and back into the field they go. A lot of noise coming from that Raiders dugout, cheering on their team at the plate. I believe Kohlhoff was the one who lined it right back up the middle in her first at bat. And the first one launched sky high into left center, and Callie Koletsky able to bring it in. Stain put it second as Kara Cox. As I had just said, Koletsky covers a lot of ground. That one looked like it could be trouble. She had a good 4 seconds to spare under it. So 2 down and a runner on second here. Bristol Mayer at the plate for Stevens. That one sent outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes here. Couple of outs. And a hard hit grounder. It gets through into center field. Koletsky picks it up, launches it home, and taking second is Bristol Mayer, but for Yankton, they'll gladly give up second and keep Kara Cox at third. Runners on second and third with the 7th base hit of the Raiders already in this one. 2 outs, and Josie Thompson, the first baseman, at the plate. If Yankton can get this final out without giving up that run, that throw home will be huge. 6-4, your score. That one in the dirt and kept in front by Sheldon. The 1-0, Gary sends it in, gets to the backstop, and a play at home won't be made. And another score comes across for the Raiders. Kara Cox reaches home. Bristol Mayer over to third. It's back up to a 3-run lead now for Rapid City Stevens. In their first inning at the plate, they hit all the way around. All 9 batters did get a chance at the plate. Right now on their 6th batter of the inning in Josie Thompson. 2-0 the count she faces. As that one fouled off, it'll be out of play, no chance at it for the defense. 7 base hits for Stevens already in the game. Yankton's got 4 of their own. 1.5 innings, not quite even over, and we've got 11 base hits. The 2-1. Make it 2-2 after another foul ball. Deuces are wild here in the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It's Josie Thompson at the plate. Izzy Phelps on deck. And a grounder over to second, and it gets under. Another error by this Yankton defense, and a run for the Raiders. Mayer will come across and score. Josie Thompson reaches on the error, and it's now 8-4. Izzy Phelps steps up for the second time here. She's 1 for 1 with a double and hits it just beyond Burns' glove. Bounces off the glove of Koletsky in center, and lucky for Yankton, Josie Thompson will remain on second. Allison Larson-Dyke now will be at the plate as Rapid City Stevens looking to hit around their lineup in the first 2 innings each. She's 1 for 1 with a triple. That was the one that was hit into right field, and unfortunately for Ava Gerard, the sun got in her eyes and can't really count it as an error as it landed a good 5 feet away from her, but you got to feel like if that sun wasn't there, she makes that play. So 2 outs here and runners on first and second. Time called at the plate here for Larson-Dyke. She faces a 1-0 count. That one hit up, and it is out of play. One of the Raiders fans trying to make the catch, and the players make it look a little easier than it might be. Now 1-1 your count here. And that one got away from Reese Gary. 2-1. Kara Collins awaits on deck as the 9th hitter in the lineup for Rapid City Stevens. Two-1 your count here. Gary winds up, sends it back home again, and high. Three balls, 1 strike here. 2 outs and a couple of runners on for the Raiders. And that one lofted up and back out of play. So Gary working back in it in the circle. Faces a full count, 3-2 with 2 outs. There's one open base currently. Of course, Yankton would like to just get this third out and send it into the bottom of the inning. Payoff pitch here for Gary. It's hit up and into deep center field. Koletsky's running back and pulls it in. Yankton gets out number 3, and that wraps up the top half of our second inning of action for the Raiders. 3 runs off of 3 base hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base. When we return for Yankton, leading off yet again will be Callie Koletsky, as both teams had 9 hitters in the first inning of action. It is 8-4, the Raiders lead here in an action-packed one so far.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family. We have an experienced and caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. We take pride in educating our patients. Whether you need fillings, crowns or bridges, dental implants, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox, come visit us at 1818 Broadway Avenue. And remember, we take care of the entire family.
Hi, it's Linda. Welcome to my store located at 1101 Broadway in Yankton. The spring and summer clothes are in for the ladies, sizes 4 through 20. Update your closet with the newest fashions and some jewelry. The kids department, sizes 2 to 8, has Under Armour and Mayoro and others. I have baptism gowns and baby clothes 0 to 24 months. Stop in and look around. Gift certificates are available anytime.
And leading things off here in the bottom of the second for the second time of the game already, Callie Koletsky with Ava Gerard on deck, Jocelyn Burns in the hole. Macy Muth in the circle here for Stevens as Koletsky took a big cut at that one, 0-1. No balls and 1 strike here. Koletsky leading off for the Gazelles. Sat on that one, thought about it for a second, but hangs off for a 1-1 count. Macy Muth sends it in. Koletsky gets it and fouls it out of play. So Koletsky will have to fight in at the plate here with a 1-2 count. 0 for 1 on the day. Looking to be a quick runner for this Gazelles offense. They put up 4 runs in that first inning. Looking to do so again, but a swing and a miss for out number 1. And Macy Muth has all 4 outs herself in the circle. And that brings up Ava Gerard here now to the plate. She's 1 for 1, hit a double, and she's the one who got the scoring started for her team. As Gerard, a swing and a miss, Macy Muth has found her rhythm in the circle. Four pitches in this second inning, 3 strikes. And that one, the second ball thrown of the inning. 1-1 the count, and out, and no runners on. Ava Gerard works at the plate. Jocelyn Burns on deck. Kyra Churchma in the hole. That one doesn't miss by much, but 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. That one in for strike 2, a called strike 2, as no swing from Gerard. As Muth looking for strikeout number 5, Yankton trying to avoid that. The 2-2 pitch, and Gerard hits it up, straight back. And right where we're at. 2-2, the count remains. One out here, and Muth gets strikeout number 5 as Gerard will go down swinging. Jocelyn Burns now at the plate. It's kind of been the reverse of what we've seen from Yankton, as normally that first time through the lineup hitting, struggling a little bit, and the second time through is where all the contact starts. And right now, 0 for 2 to start in this bottom of the second inning, the second time through the lineup. Burns reached on a fielder's choice in her last at bat. Her first pitch comes across high. Swing and miss there from Burns, 1-1. Burns, who went 3 for 3 in her last game, looking for her first base hit in this one. The 1-1 pitch, and Burns lofts it up, and out of here it'll go. 1-2. So Muth the advantage in the circle now with a 1-2 count. She struck out the first 2 hitters she faced in this inning, and the last 4 batters overall that she's faced. The 1-2 here from Muth. Ball 2 as it's high. Two-your count with 2 outs. No runners on. Jocelyn Burns works against Macy Muth, and now forces a full count as that one bounces in front of the plate for ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes here. And the payoff pitch, Burns puts it in the air to center field. It goes, and it's brought in for out number 3. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Yankton. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base after our second inning of action. It is 8-4. We enter the top of the third. Leading off for the Raiders when we come back is their 9th hitter in the lineup, Kara Collins. It's here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Stunning flowers from Pied Piper are the finishing touch on your most perfect wedding day. We are your full-service florist with the experience and knowledge to design the perfect wedding flowers, sure to make all your wedding flower dreams come true. Brides, bridesmaids, boutonnieres, corsages, ceremony reception, and all event work are our specialty. Your style, your day, your vision. Pied Piper Flowers makes it happen. Pied Piper Flowers, your wedding florist.
And it is the top of the third inning here. Yankton trailing 8-4. It's Rapid City Stevens at the plate. Yankton looking for a good defensive set here. And at the plate here is Kara Collins for the Raiders. On deck, Macy Muth, who's the top of their lineup. And that means in the hole will be Nora Tiedemann. First pitch comes in, strike 1. And the next one also strike 2. Kara Collins 0 for 1 in the game, looking for a base hit here to lead off the top of the third. Gary sends it in, a swing and a miss. It's scooped up by Sheldon, and Gary gets the first one on her own. A quick out for Yankton and strikeout number 2 for Reese Gary. Macy Muth will step up for the third time now of the game. In her last inning of action, or last time at the plate, I should say, was that nice backhanded scoop on the grounder from Jocelyn Burns where she was thrown out at first. She sees ball 1 as it's outside. The 1-0 here, Gary, as it's hit high up into right field again. Gerard, another opportunity, pulls this one in. So 2 up, 2 down here for Yankton in the field, and a chance to shut out the Raiders for the first time in an inning at the plate. Nora Tiedemann now batting. 0 for 1, but reached both times at the plate. Reached on an error in the first inning, was then walked in the second. Has 2 outs she faces, no runners on. Gazelles probably really feeling like they could use a shutout inning here. Ball 1, it's high. And the 1-0 here from Gary. It's sent in right down the pipe, 1-1. One and one the count. And it's hit hard, lined out into center field, gets around Koletsky. She'll take off for second, and she'll have a standing double. What a base hit for Nora Tiedemann to give her team another opportunity to score here. Base hits in every inning at the plate so far now as Kara Cox steps up to the plate. She's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. She's been very good at the plate to open our game. On deck, Audrina Kohlhoff. Those are the 3-4 hitters of the Raiders lineup. And the off speed just misses 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs here, and into right field it goes. Gerard, the sliding effort, can't pull it in. Raiders are going to score, and now a double again for Kara Cox. She is 3 for 3. 2 of those are doubles. And a great effort in right field by Ava Gerard, just couldn't quite pull it in. 9 runs for the Raiders off of 10 base hits through 2 2/3 innings of action. Audrina Kohlhoff now at the plate. She's 1 for 2 with a single, flew out to left center in her last at bat. First pitch outside. The 1-0, now 2-0. Another situation where a walk maybe wouldn't be the worst. You've got the cleanup hitter at the plate, 2 outs and a runner on second. Of course, you'd love to just get the out and right back to the plate. 2-0, and it's hit up, and out of play it goes. Two balls, 1 strike here. Audrina Kohlhoff working at the plate here against Reese Gary for Yankton. The 2-1, and that one rocketed off the bat towards left field. It went over the fence, but it's fouled off. Kohlhoff got every last stitching on that one. But as we saw against Vermillion, a lot of times when you foul a home run, that next swing is an awfully big one. And we'll see if Gary can make her pay. 2-2 the count. 2 outs here. The pitch comes in well high, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes here, and 2 outs. Audrina Kohlhoff works against Gary. The pitch comes in, and it's fouled off, and again out of play. This time the opposite side of the field towards the first base side. Bristol Mayer awaits on deck with Audrina Kohlhoff at the plate. Another 3-2 pitch coming up here. And it's rung up for strike 3. Reese Gary's got another strikeout. That is number 3 in the game for her. In that one, the Raiders with 1 run off of 2 base hits, no errors in the field, and 1 left on base, and that is certainly a better inning in the field for Yankton than what they've seen so far. 9-4, still a good one here when we return. The bottom half of our 3rd inning of action. Kyra Churchman will lead it off.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Fixing pickles since 1984.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here. It's 9-4. Yankton trailing Rapid City Stevens. Kyra Churchman to lead things off here. And Churchman 1 for 1 in the game. Hit a single in that 1st inning of action. It was a string of hits there for Yankton where they had 4 batters and 3 base hits in a short amount of time. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Muth. As Churchma puts that one deep into left field, going back a ways. That one's out of here. Kyra Churchma, another home run on the season. Kyra Churchma 2 for 2 now and gets the scoring started off of 1 pitch. 1 run. And, of course, her team there to celebrate with her at the plate. That's hard to follow up, and Eliza Gurney now will bat here. She's 1 for 1 in the game as well. That one absolutely launched off the bat, too. That is the 2nd of the year for Kyra Churchma, and right there showed why she's so important to this Gazelles team. She's already 2 for 2 with a single and a home run. Fresh count here, Eliza Gurney, her 2nd at bat. A swing and a miss on the first one here. No runners on, no outs. As Churchman decided to touch them all. On deck awaits Isabel Sheldon, Brooklyn King in the hole. And that one just outside, 1-1. Those are the pitches you like to throw as a pitcher and you like to see as a coach. Sometimes they get called a strike, sometimes they don't. And they're sometimes really just tough for the hitter to decide if they want to swing or not. Just throws them a little off balance with no balls. That's good placement there. Now a 1-1 count as Gurney fouls it off for a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes here. 1-2 the count here. Eliza Gurney looking for base hit number 2. Last time got it with 2, but this time goes down swinging as Macy Muth, 6 strikeouts, all but 1 out for her team in the field has been at her hand. Isabel Sheldon will now step up to the plate for Yankton. Two up, 1 down for Yankton. Isabel Sheldon now working at the plate. Reached on the error. That was kind of that awkward tag, no tag towards first. And the pitch is sent up high. Brooklyn King awaits on deck. So Yankton earned back the 1 run that they gave up in the top half. Sheldon just got a piece of it into the back glove, though it goes, of Allison Larson-Dyke. And the umpire, I couldn't tell what he was saying to Muth in the circle. I don't think that pitch is going to count. So we'll have a 1-0. Yep, a 1-0 count here. Wonder if she didn't come set. Guess there was a ball in the playing field and they wanted play to stop. And it'll benefit Isabel Sheldon either way. 2-0 the count now. And Sheldon fouls it back. 2-1. So she's fouled 2 off, but a 2-1 count after the first one called off. But Sheldon making contact. Again, a player who, when she hits the ball, sometimes she hits it really hard. The 2-1 pitch. Sheldon, a swing and a miss, makes it 2-2. Two count for Macy Muth in the circle. Isabel Sheldon stands in at the plate. And Muth with another strikeout. She's up to 7 in the game. Yankton has only gotten 8 outs at the plate. And Brooklyn King will now be at the plate. Hit a clutch RBI single last time around. Actually, it was a 2 RBI single as another ball comes into play. Or no, rolled in by Coach maybe. And King looks for another 2-hit game. She's 1 for 1. Reese Gary awaits on deck. First pitch, took a cut at it, missed it 0-1. That one coming across a little high. But King has been a very reliable hitter this season. Fouled that one off, and as a junior, batting about 400, 13 RBIs on the season for her. Trails only Kyra Churchmo, who came into the game with 15. But right now, I believe King at 15 and Churchmo with 16 after their latest hits. 0-2 now the count here, and King hits it high up over to right field it goes, and it's pulled in. The sun won't have any effect, and that will wrap up our 3rd inning of action. 1 run off of 1 hit here for the Gazelles. No errors and none left on base. We open the inning with a home run, and then 3 up, 3 down. Into the top half of the 4th we go. Bristol Mayer to lead things off when we return.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with 1 step. And Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
As we near the halfway point of the game, top half of the 4th here, it is 9-5 with the Raiders currently leading the Gazelles. Leading things off here is Bristol Mayer as we open up the inning with ball 1. So Yankton got out to a 5-0 deficit right away, put up 4 runs and some back and forth at bats. 15 total base hits already in the game. And an early 2-0 count here as Reese Gary working against Bristol Mayer. And a grounder over towards third. It's scooped up. The long throw can't make it in time. That will count as a base hit for Mayer, who's now taking off for second. So a single and then an error on the throw. That will be error number 3 for Yankton and a base runner on second for the Raiders. A very tough play, though, to make right down the third base line, as pulling it in was I'm trying to figure it out here as a line drive back up the middle. Another base hit. Raiders want to score another one, and they're going to. Taking off for second and reaching safely here is Josie Thompson. So 2 hits and a run already for Stevens. It's 10-5, Rapid City Stevens in the lead. And it's Olivia Puck at third. Excuse me, I miswrote on my stat sheet. Instead of position number 3 for Madison Musfeld, had her at third, and a hard hit grounder right back up to Gary, and Musfeld had to pull her foot, but able to get it back in time. Runner will advance to third and Thompson. Yankton glad to get that out there, though. And it brings up Allison Larson-Dyke to the plate. She's 1 for 2, hit that triple in the first inning of play. 1 run and 2 hits already for Rapid City Stevens this inning. 1 error in the field by Yankton. Now, that error did not lead to a base runner, rather an extra base. So there's always a difference in the level of error. If you're adding in a base runner, it definitely feels like the worst an error could be. Now, running from first to second, you're not quite as concerned about. A hard hit, rocketed grounder from Larson-Dyke into left field and an RBI single. Now 11-5. It is the largest lead we have seen of the night. A 6-run lead for Rapid City Stevens, and we're going to have a courtesy runner. And we'll see who runs in place of Allison Larson-Dyke, who is the catcher for the Raiders. And now at the plate is Kara Collins. And it is Kendall Mayer running in place as the first pitch, good for a strike, 0-1. Hard to tell from where we're at here. Kind of got a window halfway in and out of my way. As a line drive sent back up the middle, another base hit for the Raiders. Their bats have come to life early here in the top of the 4th. Over to second goes Kendall Mayer. Kara Collins, her first base hit of the game. And with runners on first and second, the top of the lineup for Rapid City Stevens. One out here as Macy Muth back at the plate. 1 for 3, but has made contact as Burns bobbled it, but will get the runner out at second. Maybe had an opportunity for the double. Those are tough, though, especially when you're working against the leadoff hitter at the plate. You know she's got some speed, but you'll take that out. No runs will come across. Muth reaches on a fielder's choice. Runners on first and third with Nora Tiedemann at the plate, coming off a double, and more likely than not, we'll see a Macy Muth steal over to second. We'll see if Yankton bothers throwing the ball down to second or not with that runner on third. Fresh count here, and Muth will actually stay put at first, and the first pitch is in for strike 1. So 11-5, 2 runs scored for the Raiders, who have scored in every inning at the plate. And now 1-1 the count. As that's kind of just mentioned in the pregame just a little bit. This is a team that can hit the ball and they can put up runs, and so far they certainly have. Their worst inning at the plate was 1 run off of 2 base hits. And the 1-1 fouled off to make it 1-2. Gary, a chance here to close out this inning of action. Twice she's gotten the third out with a strikeout. 1-2 the count. Tiedemann at the plate. Now a 2-2 count. Not a bad miss there from Gary. See if he can get Tiedemann to swing. 2-2 the count. Couple of outs here. Runners on first and third. Right back into the outfield it goes. Another base hit for the Raiders. This one's going to be extra here for Tiedemann, and they're going to send it for home, but the throw went to third. Now no one's on third. Gurney will come in from left field. Stevens is going to score 2 runs off of that base hit. So Kendall Mayer all the way across. Macy Muth will score, and Nora Tiedemann a double, and then reaches third off of the throw. 13-5. That lead's been extended to 8 with Kara Cox now at the plate, and she's been as good as anyone in this game. She's 3 for 3, 1 single, and 2 doubles. A runner on third, 2 outs. On deck is the cleanup hitter, Audrina Kohlhoff. First pitch outside, and Sheldon didn't initially catch it, but was able to quickly get it to keep the runners put at third. One 0 the count. And that one fouled off, make it 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Reese Gary and Kara Cox battling it out right now with 2 outs. The 1-1, a grounder over to second. Picked up. King sends it over to first. And that is out number 3 on the field here. As the Raiders at the halfway point lead 13-5. They score 4 runs in that one off of 5 base hits, 1 error in the field, and 1 left on base. As it's time for your mid-game stat breakdown, brought to you by Grassland Heating and Cooling, your local Bosch home comfort dealer. Welcome to the family, as we'll quick get those stats tallied up and get those put on the screen for you. And right now, Yankton feels like they need another big inning at the plates here. As right now, they trail by 8. Leading things off here will be Reese Gary, and we'll get to that mid-game stat breakdown after this at bat here. Has a lot of stats to tally between base hits. So Reese Gary, the second time at the plate here in the game. Sits on the first pitch, 1-0. And the next one, low for ball 2. Yankton really needing some runners here, as they had a great first inning at the plate. 4 runs off of 4 hits, and since 1 run, 1 hit in the last 2 innings combined. 2-0 the count Reese Gary currently faces, and now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike here. And Gary, a hard hit line drive, but it's going to be scooped up for out number 1. What a hit, though, by Reese Gary. Made great contact. Unfortunately, just sitting there ready for it was the shortstop, and Audrina Kohlhoff. Your quick mid-game stat breakdown. Stevens with 13 runs off of 15 hits, 1 error in the field, and 5 left on base. Yankton with 5 runs off of 5 hits, 3 errors on the field, and 2 left on base. As back to the field here now is Madison Musfelt, as sits on a called strike 1. So 0-1 the count here. Now 0-2 is Musfelt, the swing and a miss. 0-2 the count here. Musfeldt will be forced to protect. And hangs off on that one. That one was close. The right decision, though, to not swing. Honestly, if I am Macy Muth, I think about throwing that same exact pitch, see if you can get her to bite. 1-2 now the count. It's sent in, and Musfeldt puts that one into left field, and it's caught by Bristol Mayer. You know, back-to-back at-bats for the Gazelles with really good contact at the plate. Unfortunately, just right towards the fielder. And now, Callie Koletsky will bat for the third time of the game, looking for her first base hit. As just earlier this inning, we had our mid-game stat breakdown. Again, that's brought to you by Grassland Heating and Cooling. Koletsky fouls it off, starts with an 0-1 count. Two up, two down for Yankton, but again, both were solid contact as that one fouled straight back, 0-2 the count. That one was sent straight back at us. Thank goodness for these nets. No balls, 2 strikes for Callie Koletsky, working against Macy Muth. And that one again, back it goes. Count stays the same. As Coach Jeremy Kohlhoff will continue to shout out numbers for her pitcher, Macy Muth. (13-5) your score. And now Koletsky fouls it out of play again. And that's what good hitters do. When you've got 2 strikes on you, you've got to protect whether you like the pitch or not. If it's close, got to be swinging. Just fight it off until you get either a better one or force that pitcher to throw some balls. And right now, Macy Muth, no walks in this game as of yet. Nearly 4 innings in. 0-2, the count remains. Koletsky fighting in and will go down swinging as Muth gets again another. And now Yankton trailing 8 as we enter the 5th inning of action. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. Raiders a chance here to just extend that lead, as leading off when we return is Audrina Kohlhoff for Stevens.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice-cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
Top of the 5th inning as Rapid City Stevens back at the plate here, and let me tell you, they have just done about as good as you can as a team hitting. 13 runs, 15 base hits. It's just been a clinic here for the Raiders. Twice they've put up 4 or more innings. In scoring, they put up, and it's been a consistent attack, as leading off is Audrina Kohlhoff. Kohlhoff puts it high up deep into left field. Eliza Gurney tracking it and brings it in for a quick out. That one was getting towards the warning track. Well, if the field had a warning track. So a quick out, and that feels like what Yankton needs. It feels like this half inning really could determine what's happening. If you give up more runs, it just feels like that's tough, and Rapid City Stevens just continues scoring. But if you can get a good defensive stop here, shut them out, get those bats rolling again, you can get yourself right back into it. The Gazelles have put up 4 runs in an inning before. They do that again, it's back down to a 4-run difference. 13-5 right now, though. As a taken ball 2 for Bristol Mayer. Bristol Mayer's 2 for 3. looking for base hit number 3, and any game you can put up 3 base hits is an awfully impressive one. Now a 3-0 count, and more likely than not, a hold for Bristol Mayer. And that is the one reason I think a 3-1 count's better than a 3-0 count when you're a hitter. Nothing fun about getting the hold count. It's smart, but as a hitter, not very much fun to just sit on a pitch because you know that 3-0 is going to be sent right down the middle in a good one. 3-1 now the count here. Bristol Mayer fouls it back, and Gary has fought herself back into this at bat. A full count here, 1 out, no runners on. The payoff pitch here from Gary. Coming up here to Bristol Mayer. It's called for strike 3. Reese Gary gets the strikeout, and it's a 2-up, 2-down start for Yankton in the field. This is the exact kind of defensive effort Yankton needed to build some momentum. As you think about in that bottom half, they open up in their lineup with the second hitter in the lineup, a real opportunity to start chipping away at that 8-run lead for the Raiders. Of course, job's not finished in the field right now with Josie Thompson at the plate. That one just misses, ball 1. You know, I talk about how Yankton get back into it, but again, just kudos and props to this Rapid City Stevens team. They've hit the ball. They've done everything they can, and they're currently in the lead for a reason. Just a very good team from start to finish in the lineup. You know, it doesn't feel like you get to that 8th or 9th hitter and you're kind of holding your breath. They've hit well across the board. Thompson at the plate. She's 1 for 3, but has reached on all 3 at-bats, now facing a 3-0 count. Gary just fought back from a 3-0 count to get a strikeout. We'll see what she's got in her this time. Another 3-0, and it's launched into right field. Josie Thompson gets a base hit. That is the 16th hit of the game for the Raiders. So at the plate here, Izzy Phelps has a runner on first, 2 outs, and the Raiders have yet to have an inning at the plate where they have not scored, but right now 2 outs and have not brought one across. Grounder over to shortstop. That one takes a bad bounce and into center field, and that's one you can't really credit the error. That's going to be a base hit. Josie Thompson reaches second. Izzy Phelps the single to first. And again, that one, Burns was moving over, didn't really have a chance to get her body in front of it, and it just takes a bad bounce above her glove. But that's playing on a dirt field, the difference between dirt and turf. And Yankton's used to a turf infield where it might bounce a little bit more, but you have a more consistent bounce as a courtesy runner, and Kendall Mayer here comes in for the Raiders. Base hit number 17 now for Stevens. Fresh count for Allison Larson-Dyke at the plate. She's 2 for 3 with a single and a triple. Hits it high up, and Gurney a chance to wrap up this half inning. She does, and Yankton holds on to not give up any runs in this inning, as no runs off of 2 hits, no errors in the field, and 2 left on base here for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Gazelles keep it an 8-run game when we return, leading things off. The number 2 hitter in the lineup, Ava Gerard. It's here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part. Earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Yankton currently needing some runs as they trail 13-5. Ava Gerard working at the plate here as she is 1 for 2. Her first at bat resulted in a double. The pitch comes in high, ball 1. And right now, don't be surprised if Yankton becomes a little picky at the plate. Any way on at this point, you need a lot of runs, and Rapid City Stevens, a team that can put up even more runs, and Gerard fouls it off for a 1-1 count. So 1-1 your count. Ava Gerard at the plate. Jocelyn Burns awaits on deck. Kyra Churchma in the hole. The 2-3-4 hitters as the off-speed gets her watching. 1-2. Gerard was the jump start to that first inning where Yankton put up 4 runs, and they really could use an inning like that here as Gerard fouls it off, and she'll see another one. One ball, 2 strikes here. Muth sends it home, and Gerard thought long and hard, holds off, forces a 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes here. No outs and no runners on. Ava Gerard sits on that one. That's a tough one to not swing, but it is called for ball 3. Count is now full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Yankton needs some runners here. Macy Muth back on the rubber. Winds up, sends it home, and Gerard will go down swinging. Macy Muth with 8 strikeouts. Single-handedly keeping Yankton from putting up runs, feels like. Jocelyn Burns will now bat for the 3rd time. As Burns will send it to left field, a base hit for Jocelyn. Yankton needed that one. And now at the plate is Kyra Churchma coming off a home run. She's 2 for 2 in the game with a single and a homer. Yankton could certainly use another one of those here. Of course, you got to make sure to try to not swing for the fences. It can be tough coming off a home run hit. That one, ball 1. One ball, no strikes here. Macy Muth working against Kyra Churchma. And now a 2-0 count is, as a pitcher, once you give up that home run, next time you see him, you're just a little careful. You don't want to give him anything that looks too good. The count here. As Churchma, high up it goes, and it's out of play. No chance at it for the Raiders. So now a 2-1 count as Eliza Gurney awaits on deck here for Yankton. Two balls, 1 strike here and an out. Runner on first here in Jocelyn Burns. Kyra Churchma working at the plate. Macy Muth with the 2-1. Now it's 2-2 as Churchma, another foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Kyra Churchma now will have to protect home plate. Yankton looking to get some runs here. Trailing 8, and you start kind of thinking about that 10-run mark. You want to try and eliminate any chance for that for the Raiders. Count is now full. Burns thought long and hard about taking off for second. Second stays put. Count is now full for Kyra Churchma working against Macy Muth. Yankton trailing 8, needing runners, and Churchma again fouls it off, and again, that's what good hitters do. With 2 strikes on you, even if you don't love it, just fight it off until one that you do like. Force that pitcher to throw to you. Count is at 3-2. And a timeout now as Allison Larson-Dyke, the catcher for Rapid City Stevens, will go up to her pitcher and chat. Maybe seeing something with Churchma's at bat that her pitcher's not seeing. We'll see, though. Count stays at 3-2. Another one to come across here from Muth. Winds up, sends it in, and Churchma stays perfect on the day. She's 3 for 3. Yankton with 2 runners on, and an opportunity here for them. Kyra Churchma is 3 for 3 in the game. Eliza Gurney now batting as runners on first and second for her. Just 1 out the Gazelles face. Gurney is 1 for 2, fouls off the first pitch. Oh, 1 the count here. Gurney fouled off the first pitch she saw. And did she go? Yes. Strike 2. Oh, 2 the count here. Gurney now forced to protect. Got a single the last time she faced an 0-2 count. And that one inside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, in and out. Runners on first and second. Eliza Gurney works at the plate for Yankton. Certainly feels like for the Gazelles needing some runs here. As Muth will step off, right back on she goes. And just outside it misses 2-2. Ken, those are those hard ones to hold off on, but Gurney does so. On that same sense, if you do swing, they're very hard to hit those. Two the count, and Gurney lofts it, and it's caught at second. What a play there by Nora Tiedemann. An impressive play by Tiedemann to get out number 2. As Isabel Sheldon now will face 2 outs, but has 2 runners on. Yankton really could use some runs here. Two outs, runners on first and second. Sheldon at the plate here. Has reached on an error and fouls the first one off for an 0-1 count. Appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Game was slotted to start at 6:30, and I believe 7:25-ish was our first pitch here on the field. As we now get to 9 o'clock, lights are on at the field. And what a beautiful night for softball. Sheldon holds off on that one count now at 1-1. One and one the count. Now 2-1. That one in the dirt. Sheldon at the plate. Brooklyn King on deck. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. And if this one goes the full 7, Yankton with 7 outs remaining in the entirety of the game to try and make up some runs. 2-1. Sheldon, a swing and a miss. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Isabel Sheldon works at the plate with 2 runners on. And a foul straight back. 2-2, the count remains. Again, Gazelles will be in action tomorrow a couple of times as they will start early in the morning against Spearfish. That game slotted for a 10:30 a.m. start. And then their next game against Sturgis Brown at 2 o'clock. And we'll have both games. We'll have both JV and varsity here for that Sturgis Brown as a line drive is hit just foul by a couple inches for Sheldon. That one was going to be extra bases and probably a couple of runs scored for the Gazelles. And now Sheldon will be forced to do it again. Another 2-2 pitch. It comes across high. Count now full. Yankton looking for a third base runner. Runners on first and second. Burns is on second. Churchma on first. Sheldon is at the plate with Brooklyn King patiently awaiting on deck. And the 3-2. It's outside. Ball 4 and bases are loaded. Yankton an opportunity to put up some runs here. Brooklyn King in this one is 1 for 2. Burns over to third, Churchman to second. Sheldon now on first. That is Macy Muth's first walk of the game, by the way. Brooklyn King now batting. Sends it into right field and fouled off. That one would have been trouble. Last time her team needed her was in that first inning, and she came up with a clutch hit, scored some runs, and got herself a single. Yankton could certainly use another one of those. They trail 13-5 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 0-1 your count. Muth winds up, sends it home. King high up in the air. It's into center field, and it will be brought in for out number 3 as Yankton will not get a run put up here in the inning off of 2 hits. No errors in the field. 3 left on base. We enter our last 2 innings of action on the field. Leading off when we return for the Raiders is the 9th hitter in the lineup with Kara Collins.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
top of the 6th inning here, and it is a 13-5 lead for Rapid City Stevens. They're looking for a 7th straight victory to open their season. Yankton looking for their 3rd win in a row. Gazelles 5-8, 6-0 are the Raiders. Leading off is Kara Collins, coming off a single in her last at bat and sends it over to first, and it's caught by Musfelt. 1 pitch, 1 out here for the Yankton defense. And Macy Muth, the top of that Stevens lineup, now batting. She's 1 for 4, but has put the ball in play all 4 times. Did reach on a fielder's choice in her last at bat. And that one comes in high. Yankton, last inning, hung on to not give up any runs to the Raiders, even though they had a couple of base runners on. Now they've got no runners, 1 out they face. Sent in, and Muth, another base hit, her 2nd of the game as it's sent into right field. The Raiders are nearing hit number 20. They're up to 18 in the game. And, of course, coming up, we'll have our first Dakota National Bank postgame show, as well as our hot hitter of the game, which is brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. So after the game, you want to keep it tuned here. We will not have a post-game coach interview, though, here tonight. As that one blocked forward by Sheldon, but Muth will still take off for 2nd and reach safely. "1-0 the count here. The count here is Nora Tiedemann at the plate. She's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, has also reached on an error and a walk. 1-0 the count. Now 2-0. Reese Gary 5 innings in here. Still going strong for the Gazelles. That one fouled up and out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike here. The 2-1 count here for Tiedemann, the 2nd hitter in the lineup for Stevens. Now faces a 3-1 count. Three balls, 1 strike, and Tiedemann hits it high up. If it stays in play, Yankton a chance. And Musfelt pulls in the tough catch for out number 2. And, well, during the celebration, got to get the ball in. There's the runner, Muth. Got around to 3rd and thought about taking off for home, as Yankton was thrilled about the catch, but definitely got to keep an eye on that runner. 2 outs now with a runner on 3rd. Kara Cox at the plate. She's 3 for 4 with a single and 2 doubles. Talk about a good game for the 3rd baseman of the Raiders. First pitch she sees is high and outside. The 1-0, make it 2-0. Tomorrow, Gazelles at a different field. They'll be over at the Cadwell Park complex. The 4 fields all there will be there tomorrow. Right now on Dr. McWhirter Field here, which is just about a stone's throw away from Cadwell Park. 3-0 the count here for Kara Cox. Not the worst batter in the lineup to walk, and they'll do just that. Ball 4, that is only Reese Gary's 2nd walk of the game. We've only seen 3 combined walks. Adrina Kohlhoff now at the plate, 1 for 4 with a single. And again, I think we're going to have a change, a possible courtesy runner at first. We'll see who it is as Adrena Kohlhoff awaits her next at bat. And we do have a change at first. I believe it's Kendall Mayer running in again. Two outs, two runners on first and third. Adrena Kohlhoff at the plate. One reached off a base hit, one reached off a walk. Kohlhoff sent one over the fence, but it was foul. And that one deep to left center, going back a ways, and that one's out of here. A 3-run shot off of the bat of Adrena Kohlhoff for the 16th run of the game for Rapid City Stevens, and base hit number 19. Macy Muth scores, Kara Cox scores, and Adrena Kohlhoff will take all four. That is the second home run we have seen of the game. And that has pushed it to an 11-run lead now for the Raiders. Now Yankton is going to be forced at the plate to try and put up runs to avoid that 10-run rule. And that one, ball one. As at the plate here is Bristol Mayer. Bristol Mayer is 2 for 4 in the game with a couple of singles. So a nice day at the plate for her, and you could probably pick a lot of the Raiders players and look at their stats and say, well, that was a good day hitting for them. Gary sends it in and finds the zone, 1-1. One and one your count here, and that one sent into right field. Ava Gerard brings it in for out number 3, and we are headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. Gazelles are going to need some runs. 3 runs scored for the Raiders here in this one off of 2 base hits. No errors and none left on base. It is 16-5. Yankton needs 2 runs to keep this one alive. Leading things off when we return is Reese Gary with Madison Musfelt on deck and Callie Koletsky in the hole.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at 16-5 with Rapid City Stevens in the lead. Yankton needing 2 runs to keep the game alive. Otherwise, this one will be win number 7 for Rapid City Stevens. Reese Gary to lead things off. Last time she had a hard hit line drive that went up right to the shortstop. And Macy Muth and her team Gary and the Yankton Gazelles need some runs. Muth sends it in high, ball 1. "1-0 the count here. Gary 0 for 2, but again made great contact in her last at bat. Those are the ones as a batter, they always kind of sting when you hit the ball well, but right into the glove of the opponent. That one evens up the count at 1-1. Ball 2 here. 16 runs for the Raiders, 5 for Yankton. Yankton had an opportunity last inning but left all 3 on base, unfortunately. Now a 3-1 count Gary faces. If the Gazelles get 2 runs, we're headed to the 7th inning of action. That's the beauty of softball. There's no time limit. Anything is possible. Musfeldt awaits on deck. Actually, I think we'll have a sub in her place as Reese Gary lines it into left field. And an error by the Raiders. It gets to the fence, and Gary's got extra bases. A base hit. It's exactly what Yankton needed to start this inning. As now batting will be September Rao in place of Madison Musfeldt, and a timeout on the field here. We'll see if it's just a timeout or if Macy Muth has thrown her final pitch. We'll step aside when we return. At the plate, September Rao with a runner on second, no outs.
Craving something boss level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
At the plate, it's September Rao here for the Gazelles. They're working against a 16-5 deficit against the Stevens Raiders. A runner on second is Brenna Elwood, is running now in place of Reese Gary. September Rao, her first time at the plate here of the game. Next one outside, ball 2. September Rao has had a couple of clutch hits for the Gazelles here throughout the season, especially with a very limited amount of plate appearances. Yankton could use one here with Elwood standing on second. Rao is up in the count, 2-0. Now up 3-0 in the count, and Yankton's top of the lineup is on deck in Callie Koletsky. Macy Muth continues to fire it in for Rapid City Stevens. And a grounder over to shortstop. Off it goes, and an error. Yankton will take it. Runners on first and third here with no outs. And that's what just hitting the ball hard will do. Even though it counts as an error against your batting average, it was certainly a benefactor for the team as Callie Koletsky at the plate. It's the top of Yankton's lineup. Yankton looking to send it into the 7th inning here. The runs needed are on base. Callie Koletsky now for the 4th time at the plate. As that one in for a strike. Throw down to second. Rao will reach safely. 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 the count here. Muth sends it in, and Koletsky swing and a miss. 0-2. To the count here. Koletsky looking to score. A couple of runners for Yankton. Hits it up, and it'll be into the bleachers here. So Koletsky fights it off, and we'll see at least one more here. Oh, 2 yet again the count here. As Muth into Koletsky. It's high, ball 1. Earlier in the game, Yankton put up 4 runs in 1 inning. Now they need at least 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And Koletsky hits it high up. It's going to stay in the infield, and it's brought in for an out. Gazelles with 2 outs to work with now here, and Ava Gerard at the plate. Gerard here, 1 for 3 in the game. Looking for base hit number 2. Had 2 last game. And first pitch gets fouled off, 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 the count here. Ava Gerard and the Gazelles need this here. 1 out, runners on second and third. Comes across high, 1-1. It's Brenna Elwood on third, September Rao on second. Both need to come across to send it to the 7th inning. And that one in for a called strike. One ball, 2 strikes here. 1 out. Ava Gerard working against Macy Muth. Muth with 8 strikeouts and 1 walk in the game. And Gerard fouls that one off out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, a couple of runners on. And the 1-2 is rung up for strike 3. And Rapid City Stevens is 1 out away here from picking up the win tonight. Jocelyn Burns now at the plate. 1 base hit, though, can give us an extra inning here. As Burns fouls off the first one for an 0-1 count. The count here. Jocelyn Burns at the plate. Kyra Churchma on deck. 2 hitters have combined for 4 base hits. 3 of those coming off the bat of Kyra Churchma. The count here. Muth sends it in, and it comes in high, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike here. The 1-1 misses outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike here, working at the plate, Jocelyn Burns. Has runners on first and second, but facing 2 outs here. Burns lofts it up, right center. That one is going to drop. Yankton gets one of the much-needed runs, and they'll stay put at third as September Rao, a now 1-3 situation. And now a throw to third. Rao is in a pickle. The throw doesn't get much better than this late at night, and the throw home. Rao is out. That will wrap it up. Burns got the single and RBI, and Yankton will get their 6th run. Here is your final score is 16-6. 6 runs for the Gazelles off of 9 base hits, 3 errors, and a total of 5 left on base for the Raiders. 16 runs off of 19 hits, 2 errors in the field, 7 left on base. And your final stats here for the Gazelles at the plate. Koletsky 0 for 4. Ava Gerard was 1 for 4 with a double. Jocelyn Burns went 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Kyra Churchmo was a perfect 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a home run. Eliza Gurney 1 for 3. Isabel Sheldon 0 for 2 but did reach on a walk and an error. Brooklyn King went 1 for 3 with a single. Reese Gary 1 for 3 with a single. Madison Musfelt went 0 for 2 and September Rao went 0 for 1 but did reach off of an error. For the Gazelles, they fall in this one 16-9, your final score. They drop to 5-9 on the season. Rapid City Stevens remains perfect at 7-0, as it's now time for your Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton hot hitter of the game. Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. Your hot hitter of the game tonight is Kyra Churchma. She went a perfect 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a home run for the Gazelles as well. Again, we aren't going to have a interview with a coach here in our postgame. So coming up tomorrow, varsity slated for a game at 10:30 against Spearfish. And then we'll have coverage of the Sturgis Brown both JV and varsity game. It'll be right here on Yankton streaming on YouTube. That pretty much wraps it up for us here tonight. It's 9:30. I'm Zach Spear on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Until tomorrow, have a great rest of your night.